If you think the most closely guarded secret of World War II was a weapon, think again. It was a machine of silence, cogs and wires, and sheer mathematics. Meet the Enigma machine, the cipher machine the Germans believed could never be broken. And although it was cracked by the Allies, its design, implications, and legacy continue to teach us lessons in intelligence, human error, and the power of innovation. Why the Enigma looked unbeatable. The Germans rolled out Enigma machines in the 1920s, and by the 1930s and early 1940s, they were central to German military communications. Here's what made it feel invincible. Even simple versions produced on the order of 10 to the 17th possible combinations, just from rotor settings and plugboard wiring. The German military constantly upgraded the machine, introducing more rotors, varied wiring, plugboards, and supplemental cipher machines. The users and designers believed that the machine's internal wiring and daily key changes gave the Germans near-perfect security. One intelligence history states, the greatest example of Allied cryptanalytic success was the breaking of the German Enigma machine. On paper and in the minds of the Germans, the Enigma machine really should have been unbreakable. But it was broken, and that's where the real story lies. Let's be frank. The Germans' belief in the invulnerability of Enigma underestimated human error, predictable habits, and collaborative ingenuity. Here are the actionable insights from the front line of cryptography. Human error matters more than the machine. Despite the machine's sophistication, operators made mistakes. They reused phrases, repeated message formats, or omitted proper daily key changes. And those cribs, known plaintexts, allowed the Allies to exploit predictable patterns. One commentator noted, the Germans were positive it was theoretically safe, but failed to account for the end user. So, in short, even the best machine fails if the human using it is sloppy. I mean, discipline is really a part of security, you know? Pre-war Polish breakthroughs set the stage. Long before the full war erupted, Polish cryptologists reconstructed a version of the Enigma and built what they called doubles of it, so they could work on decrypting messages. This primed the British and Allies to engage when war came. So behind every impossible problem often lies hidden groundwork. The Allies built machines to beat machines. Breaking Enigma required building purpose-designed machines. The Polish developed the bomba kryptologiczna, which mechanized some of the work. The British built on that, and at Bletchley Park, the machinery of code-breaking matured. The takeaway here is quite clear. To defeat a high-tech adversary, you might just need your own blend of high-tech, strategy, and intelligence. Timing and operational use? Well, they really decided the outcome. You see, it's not enough to just crack the encryption in a lab months later. Decrypting quickly, in time to act, that's what truly matters. The Allies, they had that time advantage. For instance, the British were intercepting and acting on German messages in North Africa. This enabled them to launch attacks on supply convoys because they knew exactly what the Germans had planned. For your own operations, whether business, security, or personal, time is part of the equation. So what does a machine from 80 years ago teach us right now? Technological trust isn't enough. The Germans trusted their machine. The lesson is, no tech can substitute operator discipline, procedures, and context. Advanced threats require advanced counter-threats. Just as the Allies built machines to beat Enigma, modern adversaries may require, bespoke solutions. Predictability is weakness. Reused formats, habits, standard wording, these are all attack vectors. In intelligence or business processes, they leak information. Speed and relevance matter. A decrypted message is honestly useless if it arrives too late. In today's cyber world, threat detection is valuable only if acted on fast. You know, legacy systems still have a lot to teach us. The story of Enigma really shows that even so-called unbreakable systems can be defeated, not just by sheer brute force, but through process, people, and some clever thinking. If you run a team, handle sensitive data, or just believe in being prepared, here are a few things to consider. Audit your procedures. Are there standard phrases or formats you always use that could be, well, a bit too predictable? And don't forget to train your people. Technology definitely matters, but honestly, operator discipline matters even more. So, it's important to build monitoring that's real-time. The goal is to minimize the delay between when we know something and when we act on it. If you believe your system is unbreakable, you might actually be the weakest of all. The Enigma story really shows us that overconfidence is, well, pretty dangerous. The Enigma machine was once considered the pinnacle of cryptographic strength in World War II. Yet it fell, not because someone hacked the wiring of the device in isolation, but because, honestly, human factors, operator habits, intelligence, and speed all converged. Today, whether you're defending data managing operations or just, thinking about preparedness, remembering this story gives you a vantage point. It tells you, don't rely just on the machine, rely on discipline, process, intelligence, and speed. If you like this deep dive into the secret machine story and want more frontline wisdom from World War II and beyond, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that share button, and let your history-curious friends in on it. Until next time, stay sharp and stay ready.